Welcome everyone. In this video, I'll be going over how much I make as a software engineer as well as my expenses as a person living in New York City, because yes, we might make a lot, but we also spend a lot. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The results of this video, just like my bank account, may shock you. Alright, so talking about food. Now, food living in New York City can be a hassle simply because food is expensive. Alright, it's not like Maryland where I'm originally from, where you can get a nice Chipotle bowl for like $9. Like over here, it's like $13, $14. A cup of coffee, you're looking at $10. Everything is inflated and expensive for really no reason. And unfortunately, I can't cook. Like, I'm not the best chef, but I am trying to be better. I get groceries more. I try to get groceries like twice per month, like a big batch that'll last me like a week and a half. And then I'll give myself 1 week of like eating out. But that's the goal. Usually what happens is I still end up eating out almost every other day. Like DoorDash, #1 customer right here. And we saw my last edition of this series where I covered my salary and expenses. You saw that I spent, I think, about like $900 on food. Luckily, this month, it was only $754. So I did spend about $150 less on food. And that's a win because, let's be honest, I was able to save $150 and I can spend that on something else like my astronomical rent. Now let's talk about rent. And maybe I should have started the video with rent because rent is extremely expensive. It is my biggest cost as someone living in New York City. My rent, and this is going to make you probably question, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? My rent is $3,059.50 every single month. Yes, $3,059. And you're going to see very shortly how much of this paycheck this actually is, like how much of a percentage. It's actually insane. And you guys might be wondering, why are you paying this much? Do you not have a roommate? No. So I live in a 1-bedroom apartment that, obviously has a living room, bedroom, restroom, kitchen, extremely nice view. I live on like the 23rd floor, lots of natural light. So something like this is going to drive up the cost, right? Anywhere in the New York City area, anywhere around it, any place that has a 1-bedroom, very nice rooftop, very nice amenities like gym, all that is going to cost you at least like $2,800 a month. So I'm spending $3K a month. Like I said, would I want lesser rent? Obviously, I would love to just pay like $2.5K, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And I am kind of defending the amount I'm paying in rent with my salary as well as my side hustle's income, because to be honest, if my side hustle income wasn't what it was, I probably would not be spending $3,000 on rent every single month, because that amounts to like $36,000 a year, which can literally be a down payment on a house. Like that's, it's pretty crazy to think about. Now, my next expense is travel. Now with travel, I actually visited Puerto Rico this past month. So for like a weekend, I was in Puerto Rico. So, flight cost was a thing for this past month. So my travel cost is a little bit inflated because usually it's not that much. I think the month before last month, I spent about, max like $150. This month, it was $522. Right now, it counts for Ubers, it counts for plane traveling, it accounts for like going back and forth from my house in Maryland to my apartment in New York City. So things like that cause travel to kind of increase a good amount this time. Now let's talk about shopping. Shopping, in New York City, you're obviously going to see a lot of stores like Zara, Nike. You're going to want to shop. There's stores on literally every other corner of the street. But for some reason, I don't know how I managed to do this. This month, I only spent $0 on shopping. Yes, guys, I spent $0. That means I did not buy even one participle of clothes. And why? I guess I just didn't have the need to. I know I went on a trip to Puerto Rico, but I already had a lot of clothes from my previous trip to Brazil. So I just, kind of use the same clothes. It was all good. Let's go to the next category because $0 is nothing exciting. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is just, like going to the club, maybe going out to get drinks with friends, going out, go do some bowling or some random activities, maybe even some business expenses. I spent about $246 on miscellaneous activities. Sometimes this cost may be higher because I do like to go to dance classes and play pickleball. So I have to buy pickleball equipment. That might drive the cost a good amount, but this is very, variable month to month. I try to keep my miscellaneous costs under $300 a month because there's no reason I should be spending more than that unless I'm trying to go on like a helicopter ride or something, but that's usually not the case. So I was able to keep my cost to miscellaneous about $246, which is pretty, solid. All right, this is going to be the final stop because I'm moving around way too much. My total costs for the month of May amounted to $4,582.59 total. So that is how much I spent living in New York City for 1 month. Now, like I said, I did go on a Puerto Rico getaway, so that kind of did inflate the cost a bit, but $4,582 in a single month, that is insane. I don't know what you guys, think about that. If you're living living in New York City and you're watching this video, please comment down below how much do you spend in a month, because I'm actually extremely curious. I feel like 4.5K is an insane amount. But let's talk about my salary, because I'm sure you guys want to know, is this guy going broke? Is this guy spending more than he makes? Because why are you spending that much money? So my salary bi-weekly is about $3,500 if I had to round down. So in a month, it is $7,000. This is like post-tax. So pre-tax, it's about, I think, like 10.5K, but you know, there's taxes, Uncle Sam, whatever. So it's $7,000. And the worst thing about being paid in, you know, New York City and working in New York City is you have to pay city tax and you got to pay state tax, which sucks, because now your $11,000 or $10,500 is only $7,000. And you're like, whoa, where did $3,000 go? That's like the same worth as a bi-weekly paycheck that I'm paying in taxes. You know how crazy that is? That's so mind-boggling to me. But if you have quick maths, you can see that if my salary is about $7,000 a month and my total cost is $4,582 a month, the total income / money I'm saving is $2,417. That's for savings, you know, maybe like a travel fund for down the road. And I'm going to Italy the end of August and Japan November. But 2.4K, guys, what do you all think about saving that much money per month? I feel like that's not enough. That's just not enough. That's about like what, 36,000 in a year, which is the same amount of money I'm spending on rent in a year. That's just not cool, man. New York City is really taxing. Now, before you all start asking me, yo, do you need us to start using some paychecks? Which, you know, I won't say no to, but don't worry, you do not have to start a GoFundMe for me, because luckily I do have a good amount of side hustle income, which is like double my income from my job post-tax. So everything works out. So it's okay. All right, I'm not going broke. But I'm really curious for what you guys think about my monthly income, just including my job, not including my side hustle income. And if you do want to know how to make from my side hustles, be sure to check out this video where I go over that in depth. Now with that, thank you all for watching. I reply to all comments, so see you all there.